Welcome to NarrativeNook audio tales where enchanted stories come to life. If you enjoy our stories, please subscribe, like and share to support our channel. Enjoy listening.
Nicole had called several raw material suppliers from different areas, but none of them had a good solution. Finally, Nicole turned on her computer and logged into an international supply website. She worked on this until nearly noon, eventually finding the right solution. It's done. Nicole closed her computer, stood up, and stretched her neck and arms. Lulu let out a sigh of relief. Great, it's finally sorted out. Today, some of the materials will be sent, and the rest will arrive over time. When they're here, we'll get them to work right away. It won't delay our project, Nicole explained. Got it. Lulu nodded, then asked Nicole, "Did you figure out who was behind this?" They were facing a serious threat, and whoever was behind it needed to be dealt with. Nicole shook her head. Not yet, but I suspect it's Everett. Lulu muttered, "That sounds right. He's the only one who'd stoop so low. Let's not focus on that now. Make sure someone keeps an eye on this new batch of materials. We can't afford any more issues." Nicole directed Lulu. "I'm on it." Lulu nodded firmly. She was ready to oversee the process herself to prevent any problems with the materials. Checking the time, Nicole suggested, "It's time for lunch. Let's go." "Sure." Lulu agreed, and they left the office together. At the restaurant, they ordered simple lunch sets. As they ate, Lulu frowned. "Are we just going to let Everett get away with this?" She was inclined to move on, but Everett's actions were getting worse. Left unchecked, he might become bolder. Nicole's eyes flickered with a hint of coldness. "No, we're not." She had overlooked Everett's previous actions because she had a better solution, but it didn't mean she was scared or would always let him get his way. "How do you think we should deal with this?" Lulu's voice was tinged with excitement. She seemed certain that if Nicole took action, Everett would deeply regret his actions. Nicole shrugged nonchalantly. "I'll figure it out. For now, let's just focus on lunch." "Right, let's enjoy our lunch." Lulu's appetite grew. She eagerly anticipated seeing Everett face consequences. His misfortune would be her satisfaction. After lunch, as they left the restaurant, they unexpectedly ran into the last person they wanted to encounter. Meanwhile, Everett was in his office, reclining on the sofa with his legs crossed, his eyes reflecting a dark mood. "Knock. Knock." Hearing the knock, Everett called out, "Come in." His assistant stepped in, speaking softly. "Mr. Wright, there's no movement from Nicole Riddle's end." "Really? Nothing at all?" Everett asked, a hint of confusion in his voice. "Yes, she's just having lunch with her assistant. Everything seems normal," the assistant confirmed. Everett's expression grew colder. "That can't be right. How could she not react to this?" The assistant looked puzzled. "It is odd, but that's what's happening." Everett's assistant, too, found it hard to believe that anyone could remain so calm in such a situation. Yet Nicole appeared entirely unaffected. Additionally, there was no sign of any countermeasures from Riddle Corporation regarding the raw materials problem. The assistant was more inclined to believe that Nicole's team hadn't found a solution. After all, Everett's maneuvers had blocked all obvious paths. After thinking for a moment, Everett instructed, "Have someone dig deeper into this. We must be missing something." His tone was ice cold. He was convinced, this isn't normal. Nicole isn't one to surrender easily. "Yes, sir," the assistant responded and exited the room. Everett got up and walked over to the window, his gaze dark and thoughtful as he stared outside. Nicole wouldn't just sit back and do nothing. "There's something I'm not seeing." As the day turned to evening, Nicole exited the company building to find Jared waiting for her. He greeted her with a smile. Nicole got into the car, and he handed her a stamp and a document. "What are these for?" Nicole asked, looking at the items curiously. "They're for the Westboro Distribution Warehouse, specifically Warehouse 3. Everything you need is in there, Jared explained. Nicole realized that with these items, she could easily gain access to the goods. Surprised, Nicole questioned, "How did you manage to secure so many?" She recognized these were the essential raw materials. Warehouse 3 at Westboro Distribution. Warehouse was sizable enough to store half of what she needed. This meant the import of the foreign materials should go smoothly. Jared looked at Nicole with a gentle expression. "You can use Warehouse 3 for your additional imports, too. There won't be any trouble." "Okay, that's great." Nicole nodded, giving Jared a grateful smile. "Thank you, honey." Jared's cautious approach was wise. If Everett learned about the arrival of the raw materials, he might try to interfere again. Keeping them in Warehouse 3 was a safer option, as it was secure. Holding Nicole's hand gently, Jared looked at her with a soft gaze. He just wanted to spare her from any unnecessary struggles. Later, Nicole and Jared arrived home. As they entered, they were greeted by Dexter and Emma. Nicole responded with a warm smile. "You're back." Emma smiled at her. Nicole settled on the sofa and casually asked, "What's happening?" Emma hesitated, her voice tinged with unease. "It's a minor issue, but..." Nicole gave a reassuring smile. "Just tell me what it is." Gloria chimed in to encourage Emma. "Go ahead, Emma. Nicole might have some insight, and if there's a problem, we can all work on it together." Nicole's attention sharpened at Gloria's words. This sounded more serious than she initially thought. Buoyed by Gloria's support, Emma gathered her courage. "I know you're busy, Nicole, and I didn't want to bother you with something small. But I'm really at a loss here." Nicole's voice was gentle as she said, "Tell me what's bothering you." Emma took a deep breath and began. "It's about Ella. He's been coming home at odd hours, looking really worn out. He brushes off my concerns, saying he's just tired from work. But Dexter visited his office today and learned that it's not as hectic as Ella makes it out to be. We're worried he might be dealing with something he can't share with us." Emma looked to Nicole, hoping she might shed some light on the situation or help them find a way to support Ella if he was indeed facing a challenge. Nicole's expression showed her surprise as she asked, "Is this happening every day?" This was indeed unexpected to Nicole. Ella assisting Patricia with her treatment shouldn't require such irregular hours. She thought to herself, what could he possibly be involved in? Emma's worry deepened at Nicole's response. "You don't know about it either?" She felt that if Nicole was in the dark, it seemed unlikely anyone else knew. Ella and Nicole had been close since childhood, and it was unusual for him to keep things from her. "I'll have my people look into it," Nicole assured Dexter and Emma. She could see Dexter and Emma's growing concern. "If Ella is in trouble, I'll find a way to help." "Well, okay." Emma sighed, saying, "Thank you for doing this." She understood the desire for privacy, recognizing that if the younger generation chose not to share, they likely had their reasons. "Try not to worry. I doubt it's anything serious. If there were a real issue, Ella wouldn't be able to keep it from me for long. He might just be going through a busy patch," Nicole reassured Emma, aiming to ease her concerns. Emma managed to smile, nodding in agreement. "I trust you'll handle it well." Gloria also offered words of comfort. "Don't stress too much. The kids are adults now. They can manage their affairs. And work issues are often out of our hands." Dexter chimed in with a nod. "We understand we can't do much, but it's hard not to worry when you see your child struggling." Nicole offered a reassuring smile to Dexter. "Just give it a little more time. Things might improve in a few days," she suggested optimistically. In her mind, Nicole suspected that this situation had less to do with work and more with Patricia. Perhaps Ella found it difficult to stay away from Patricia, choosing to distance himself while still keeping an eye on her from afar. Stanley walked into the room, noticing the group. "Oh, you're all here," he greeted Dexter and Emma warmly. Just stopped by for a visit, Dexter responded, keeping the conversation light and steering away from the topic of Ella. Then Daniel entered the room, adding, "Looks like everyone's here. How about we sit down for dinner?" "Sounds good," they all agreed, moving toward the dining room to settle in for the evening meal. After dinner, Dexter and Emma said their goodbyes and left. The family regrouped in the living room, settling into a comfortable atmosphere. Daniel told Nicole, "Please help with Ella's situation." "Sure, I got it," Nicole replied. Curious Lana, with her childlike innocence, asked, "Mommy, does Uncle Ella have a girlfriend?" Gloria, overhearing the question, chimed in with a slightly furrowed brow. "Having a girlfriend doesn't explain his odd hours." Both Gloria and Emma were clearly troubled, fearing that Ella might be dealing with a problem he felt unable to share with them. This concern had led Emma to approach Nicole, hoping that if anyone could uncover the truth, it would be her. Nicole had always been someone Ella trusted implicitly. Nolan, looking concerned, asked, "Then what's going on with him?" Nicole gently patted the heads of the kids, offering a comforting smile. "Don't worry, we'll figure it out. Everything will be all right." Stanley, piecing together the earlier conversation, realized Dexter and Emma's visit was about Eli. He reasoned that LAR, despite any current challenges, was resilient and things would eventually improve. The family continued to chat for a bit longer, enjoying each other's company. After some time, Daniel glanced at the clock and suggested, "It's getting late. We should all head to bed." "Okay," came the collective response, and they all made their way upstairs to retire for the night. Meanwhile, Dexter and Emma had just gotten home and, by chance, ran into Ella, who was also returning at that moment. Ella's tired and downcast appearance immediately caught Dexter and Emma's attention, deepening their concern. "Mom, Dad, why are you just getting back?" Ella asked with a hint of confusion. "We were visiting your Uncle Daniel," Dexter responded. He then turned the conversation towards Ella's late arrival. "Why are you out so late again? What's keeping you?" Ella gave a half-hearted response. "Just had to work some overtime." Dexter frowned, not convinced. "That's not true. You weren't at the office when it closed, and there wasn't any overtime scheduled." Ella looked taken aback. "How did you know?" He had left the office early, using overtime as an excuse to avoid questions from his parents, not knowing how else to explain his actions. Emma gently explained their concern to Ella. "We've noticed you're not yourself these days, and it's worrying us. That's why your dad went to check at your office. We just want to know if everything's all right." Ella scrambled for an excuse. "It's just some business dinners." Dexter let out a sigh. "Look, we understand if there are things you can't share with us. But if you're struggling, maybe talking to Nicole would help. She might be able to assist you." Emma chimed in with understanding. "We're not trying to pry, but we're genuinely concerned about you." Ella felt a pang of guilt. "Mom, Dad, please don't worry about me. I'm really fine, and so is the business. If something comes up that I can't handle, I'll speak to Nicole." "That's reassuring to hear," Emma said. "Maybe you should consider dropping by the headquarters tomorrow." She knew they couldn't push Ella for more, so she offered a gentle suggestion instead. Ella nodded. "All right, I'll do that." Dexter and Emma felt somewhat relieved, knowing that Ella was open to discussing his issues, even if not with them directly, lifted a weight off their hearts. The idea of him not having to shoulder his troubles' novel drama alone was comforting. Although Ella assured his parents to ease their worries, he knew there wasn't much he could actually discuss or disclose. Nonetheless, he considered paying a visit to Riddle Corporation, thinking, Patricia has returned to Metal Star's cute secret Zest Radar work. I wonder how she's coping, especially given that her face hasn't completely healed yet. The next day, Ella surprised everyone by not leaving early. After getting dressed, He joined Dexter and Emma for breakfast before heading to work. Dexter and Emma exchanged a glance. "Does this mean everything's okay?" Emma asked. "Don't stress, he's got Nicole. He trusts her the most. Everything will work out," Dexter reassured her. "True, let's just wait for updates," Emma replied, her eyes wandering to the window. After Ella left home and reached Riddle Corporation, he soon stood before the impressive building. As he gazed at it, his eyes showed a touch of mixed feelings. "Ella, you're here. Why aren't you heading in?" Lulu's voice came from behind. "Just got here, was about to head in," Ella explained, trailing Lulu into the company. Getting off the elevator, Lulu directed Ella, "Go wait in Nicole's office. She'll be here soon." "All right." Ella went into Nicole's office and settled on the sofa, anticipating her arrival. After some time, the door swung open. "Nicole." Ella stood up to welcome her, but to his surprise, Patricia walked in. Patricia seemed a bit confused spotting Ella. "What brings you here?" Thinking Nicole had arrived due to the sounds, she came to drop off some documents, not expecting to find Ella instead. "I just wanted to check on Nicole," Ella explained, trying to appear composed. Internally, his world wasn't calm at all. Observing Patricia from a distance in the past few days brought him comfort, and seeing her well added to that. Now, being so close and talking to her, he couldn't contain his emotions. "Ms. Riddle should be here soon," Patricia said, quickly regaining her composure. After putting the papers on the desk, she turned and walked away. Ella's sudden appearance had surprised her, stirring up different feelings. Right now, all she wanted was to get away. Coincidentally, Nicole arrived and encountered Patricia at the door. "The documents are on the desk, Ms. Riddle. I'll handle other matters," Patricia reported. "Sure." Nicole noticed Patricia leaving in a bit of a hurry but didn't pay it much mind and walked into the room. As soon as Nicole saw Ella, a realization struck her. "Oh, it's because he's here. What brings you here?" Nicole asked Ella. "Good morning, Nicole." Ella immediately stood up and approached her. "Hey, spill it." Nicole calmly looked at him. "Don't you know why they're worried?" Nicole asked with a meaningful tone. Trying to downplay it, Ella responded, "Not much, just been busy with work lately." "Busy?" Nicole asked again, her tone carrying more weight. Startled, Ella hesitated. "Nicole, do you already know everything?" He figured Nicole was already aware. Otherwise, she wouldn't be asking in this way. With a glance, Nicole remarked, "To keep something unknown, best not to do it at all." Ella understood what Nicole was implying. His voice softened. "I'm just concerned about Patricia. If you're worried about her, why hesitate to see her?" Nicole questioned, a bemused expression on her face. Ella lowered his head. "I don't want to complicate things for her or bring trouble. I just want to be sure she's happy." After all, Ella had presumed Charlie was Patricia's boyfriend, and he restrained himself from getting too close, fearing it might cause her distress. Nicole arched an eyebrow slightly. "If that's truly how you feel, shouldn't you concentrate on rebuilding your own life, rather than investing all your free time and energy in Patricia?" Ella's face paled slightly, but he offered no response to Nicole's words. He understood Nicole was right, yet the longing to know how Patricia was doing lingered. Even if he could only watch her from a distance and make sure she was happy, it felt like enough. Despite returning home with a bitter mood each time, a peculiar sense of happiness persisted within him. Ella feared his future life would be grim if he stopped watching Patricia. "Ah." Nicole gently patted Ella's shoulder, understanding his thoughts. She felt a twinge of sympathy for this straightforward guy. Nicole pondered, how did he assume that Charlie and Patricia were a couple? Just because they're a bit closer doesn't necessarily mean they're a couple. "For now, I can't stop watching her. But in the future, when she gets married, I'll hold back," Ella decided after considerable thought. Nicole's eyes narrowed slightly, sensing movement outside the door. "Come in," Nicole beckoned, but there was no immediate response. After a while, the secretary entered, saying, "Ms. Riddle, I brought some water." "Leave it," Nicole told the secretary, her eyes fixed on the door. Wasn't that Patricia just now? So she must have heard what Ella said. Once the secretary left, Nicole turned to Ella and asked, "Are you really giving up? Don't you want to give it another shot?" Ella shook his head. "It's not that I don't want to fight, but I can't. If this is Patricia's decision, I don't want to complicate things for her. I just want her to be happy." Nicole sighed, saying, "Forget it. Sort it out yourself." She figured if Patricia didn't explain, there wasn't much to say. She'd let Ella figure things out on his own. "What do you mean?" Ella asked, a bit puzzled. Nicole didn't elaborate. She simply looked at Ella and said, "You should go back to Bay Corp." "Okay." Ella checked the time and agreed, "Sure, I won't keep you from your work. If you're really set on this decision, change your current life. If you're unsure, then figure it out yourself," Nicole advised before letting him go. Outside Riddle Corporation, Ella sat in the car but didn't tell the chauffeur to move. Leaning back, he stared at the gate, deep in thought. He sensed there might be more to Nicole's words, but after careful thought, it seemed like there wasn't anything extraordinary. Unable to unravel it, Ella sighed and muttered to himself, "Let's go." The car started, and Ella drove off, unaware of a slender figure appearing in the lobby. Patricia watched him leave, a mix of bitterness and heaviness in her heart. She had heard what he said to Nicole and initially thought to encourage him to give up. However, witnessing his desolate departure, she couldn't find the words. Touching her own cheek, Patricia bit her lip, then turned and walked toward the elevator. Upstairs, Patricia entered Nicole's office and updated her. "Ms. Riddle, the project is on track now. We're just waiting for the raw materials to arrive. Once that happens, everything should be sorted." Nicole nodded. "Okay, keep an eye on it." Observing Patricia sticking to work, Nicole refrained from asking about personal matters. She felt it was best left unsaid for now. However, Nicole couldn't help but notice that Patricia seemed to be dealing with her own struggles, possibly linked to Ella. Nicole advised, "Considering the situation, they might be watchful, so be cautious." "I get it," Patricia cautiously responded. She understood Nicole's implication. If Everett decided to cause trouble, they wouldn't let it slide easily. "All right, carry on with your work," Nicole nodded. "Sure." Patricia acknowledged and exited the office. Returning her attention to the files, Nicole shook her head lightly, immersing herself in work once more. At lunchtime, Lulu came to find Nicole. "Patricia still not joining us today?" Nicole asked. "Nah, she's already out. Said she's got something to deal with," Lulu answered. Nicole stood up. "All right, let's go." She thought Patricia might be handling things for the shipment. The dock needed someone overseeing it. Together, Lulu and Nicole left the office and headed to the restaurant across the street. Having ordered, Lulu and Nicole settled at their table, anticipating their meals. "Is Ella okay now?" Lulu asked, finally getting the chance to check in after a busy morning. "He should be fine," Nicole assured. Lulu looked a bit surprised. "Should be." Nicole shrugged. "Well, whether there's an issue or not, it's up to him." "So it's not sorted out yet," Lulu sighed, understanding the situation. Nicole smiled, reassuring Lulu, "Don't worry. When the time comes, things will fall into place." "Okay." Lulu nodded, acknowledging there wasn't much else they could do. She sensed that Ella and Patricia had been through a lot, yet she wondered when they would fully embrace each other's feelings. Changing the subject, Lulu added, "Oh, by the way, Patricia mentioned this morning that the shipment has been sent out. It should arrive in a few days." "Yeah, that's probably why she left the office," Nicole nodded. "Oh, got it," Lulu said, understanding. Patricia seemed pretty focused when she left earlier. As they talked, their lunch arrived, and they carried on chatting while eating. "Do you think we can handle things smoothly this time?" Lulu asked Nicole. I can only say we'll give it our best shot, Nicole sighed. Dealing with Everett was proving more complicated than before. I'm worried Everett might keep causing trouble, Lulu frowned, uncertain of what mischief Everett had in mind. He'll sabotage us again for sure. But what worries me more is that there might be something more behind these actions, Nicole mused. Everett's return and his focus on these minor disruptions seemed oddly suspicious. Are you suggesting he's trying to divert our attention? Lulu quickly caught on to Nicole's point. Nicole nodded, narrowing her eyes slightly. It's possible. Despite having ample time to deal with the situation, Nicole doubted that Everett had the luxury of time. If the Eastern Falcon sent him back to San Giotto, it couldn't be merely to establish a company and grow it slowly. There had to be a more immediate agenda. Lulu, puzzled, furrowed her brow and murmured, "Then what does he want to do?" "He won't be up to any good," Patricia's voice came from nearby. Lulu looked up at her. "Have you had lunch?" Lulu asked Patricia. "Not yet. I knew you and Ms. Riddle were here, so I came over," Patricia replied. "Waiter, please take our orders." Lulu called a waiter and ordered a meal for Patricia. Once seated, Patricia updated Nicole. "Ms. Riddle, the preparations at the port are all set. We're just waiting for the first batch of raw materials to arrive in 3 days." "Good," Nicole said, pleased with Patricia's efficiency. "Your speed is impressive. Once the first batch arrives, the others should follow smoothly. No need to stress about the project anymore," Lulu added, sharing positive vibes. Patricia replied seriously, "I'll keep a close watch in the coming days. We can't afford any problems with these batches. It would mess up the project timeline." "Okay, you've put in good work this morning. Let's grab a bite," Lulu suggested as lunch arrived. After the meal, they left the restaurant and made their way back to the office. On the way, Nicole and Patricia exchanged a glance, both sensing someone watching them. "Ms. Riddle, you should head back. I'll handle this," Patricia whispered. "Be careful," Nicole cautioned, then entered Riddle Corporation building with Lulu. Patricia went to the lobby but avoided heading upstairs like Nicole and Lulu. Instead, she strolled toward the emergency exit and left through the side door, circling around to approach the main gate. Now Patricia had a clear view. Indeed, someone had been following them, or more precisely, monitoring Nicole. Patricia's eyes narrowed slightly as she discreetly concealed herself, waiting for these two individuals to leave before following suit. When Patricia returned, it was close to the end of the workday. "How was it?" Nicole asked Patricia. "They're Everett's men. They probably haven't found out our actions, so they sent someone to keep tabs on us," Patricia said with a cold expression. "So, does that mean our raw materials can arrive smoothly?" Lulu speculated, thinking that if Everett hadn't discovered their movements and plans, there would be no one to obstruct or cause trouble. "For now, there's no problem," Patricia replied. "And I've sent those two to the police, so they won't be causing any trouble for a while." "Awesome. No wonder it took you so long." Lulu praised Patricia in admiration. Shrugging, Patricia said, "Well, Everett chose some unreliable people. It was easy to find someone to take care of them after a little investigation." It seems we can relax and go home now," Lulu sighed in relief. Nicole also got up. "Let's go." Outside Riddle Corporation, Nicole saw Jared's car and waved to Lulu and Patricia. "Heading off," she said. "See you tomorrow," Lulu waved back while looking for Spencer's car. "I'll leave as well," Patricia said, heading off. Lulu looked around, finally spotting Spencer's car. She smiled, waved, and walked towards him. Meanwhile, Jared and Nicole's car had already gone quite far. Leaning back in her seat, Nicole saw Jared's troubled expression. She reached up and smoothed the furrow between his eyebrows. "Don't be so down. We can sort this out." Jared looked at her, holding her hand. "This is just the start." "Yeah, but it's okay," Nicole shrugged. "I kind of hope he gets bolder. It'll give me some leverage now." Whether Everett admitted his identity or insisted on being Lexter Wright, he would still be held accountable for his past actions. Jared held her gently, speaking with deep meaning. He won't stay quiet, but he'll be even more cunning than before. Nicole agreed, her eyes narrowing in thought. No matter how sly he might be, he will get caught. Squeezing her shoulder in reassurance, Jared spoke earnestly. If anything comes up, make sure to reach out to me. Nicole smiled, lifting her gaze to meet Jared's. No need to stress. I've got Patricia, and even if I'm not as agile as before, I'm not a pushover either. Jared playfully pinched her nose. You're the most formidable. Of course, Nicole replied with a proud and playful expression. A soft smile appeared on Jared's face, and the atmosphere between them relaxed. At home, Daniel and Gloria were both there. Are Nolan and Lana still out? Nicole asked, noticing the kids' absence. Stanley took them to the backyard. Gloria chuckled. Said they wanted to check on Mrs. Wallace Sr. and Tia. But Tia just brought them back from school, didn't she? Nicole found it amusing. That's right. Tia brought them back, but they seem eager to play in the backyard, Gloria explained with a laugh. Let them be then. Nicole thought they could play for a while before returning. It's just us for dinner today. Let's not wait any longer. Let's start, Daniel suggested. The group gathered in the dining room. Nicole, did Ella come to see you? Gloria inquired. He did. Please assure Emma that Ella is fine, Nicole responded. After a moment of hesitation, Gloria gently asked, is there something difficult to talk about regarding Ella? Why is nobody discussing it now? Does the silence mean it's serious? Mom, don't worry. He's okay, Nicole reassured Gloria with a smile. Really? Gloria remained somewhat skeptical. Nicole placed a serving of food in front of Gloria and said, just concentrate on eating. After the meal, give Emma a call. You'll find out. Nicole is right. Let's eat first, Daniel added. Observing Nicole's calm demeanor, Gloria felt somewhat reassured, thinking perhaps they were overthinking things. Dad, how's Grandpa been lately? Now that Gloria was more at ease, Nicole changed the topic. I visit him with your uncle every day. He's fine, so don't worry, Daniel assured her. That's good, Nicole said, and they continued discussing company matters and Everett. Before they realized it, dinner was over. Mommy, Daddy, Nolan and Lana returned, running over to Nicole and Jared. Nicole patted their heads and asked, did you have fun at Grandma Wallace's? Yes, a lot. We're going again tomorrow. Nolan and Lana excitedly shared stories with Nicole. Gloria, giving them a quick glance, sat down and called Emma. After a short conversation, Nicole and Jared took Nolan and Lana upstairs. After talking to Emma on the phone, Gloria felt completely at ease. Emma said Ella came home at the regular time today, looking much better. He seems fine. Daniel nodded in satisfaction. Good, he's more mature now. We can relax now, Gloria smiled contentedly. Seeing her nephew similar to her own, she couldn't help but worry at times. Good that everything is fine. Now, Dexter won't have to sigh anymore, Daniel sighed. All right, let's go rest. Gloria stood up, and Daniel followed her upstairs. Upstairs in the rooms, Nolan and Lana were sharing stories with Nicole. Jared's phone suddenly rang. After checking the number, he didn't answer immediately, telling Nicole, I need to take this call. Point 1. Okay, Nicole said, her gaze trailing Jared as he left. She pondered whose call it was and why Jared seemed bothered. What's going on? Jared stepped out to take the call, gruffly saying, Speak. Mr. Johnston, there's an update, Max conveyed with a serious tone. Everett has taken charge of the Eastern Falcon, and some members are now following his lead. How resourceful, Jared remarked, his tone icy. Everett's sudden return had triggered Jared's suspicions, and Max's investigation confirmed them. It's likely more of his men will come to San Joto soon. Should we prepare? Max asked. Understanding Max's concern, Jared advised. Not yet. Let them come first. He believed that intercepting now might only lead to new replacements. Waiting would make it easier to identify the targets. Okay, Max agreed. Jared added, get Charlie to have someone shadow Nicole. We can't afford any mistakes on her end. After giving a few more orders, Jared hung up. Turning around, he found Nicole standing behind him. He reached up and smoothed her hair, saying, You caught all of that. Yeah, I guess I've underestimated Everett, Nicole admitted, her expression darkening. Everett's capabilities were more significant than she thought. No wonder he returned so confidently. The recent subtle actions are clearly meant to divert our attention while secretly redeploying his men. Fortunately, Jared had taken precautions and detected these moves before Everett's plans could fully materialize. Holding her gently, Jared comforted. Even if the real leader of the Eastern Falcon shows up, they won't be able to harm us. Nicole bit her lip and suggested, In that case, I think we should have Zane arrange another team to come over. While Jared had some forces under his command, bringing them all to San Joto was impractical. Currently, only Charlie's team was here. If Zane arranged another team, it should be sufficient. After sharing her thoughts, Nicole messaged Zane about the situation and her suggestion. Let's wait for Zane's reply, Nicole said and put away her phone. She took Jared's hand and added, Come on, let's go spend time with the kids. Jared's eyes softened, and he smiled. Sure. The following day, Nicole arrived at Riddle Corporation under brilliant sunshine. As she settled in, the phone rang. She glanced at it before answering. Zane, I've thought about your suggestion. I'll send a team over today, Zane's voice came through. Thanks, Nicole said. Zane chuckled. No need to be so polite. They won't only be working with you. They have other tasks. 2 other tasks. Nicole asked cautiously. Do they need my cooperation? They'll be going undercover with new identities. You just need to provide cover for them, Zane explained. Nicole hesitated for a moment before asking, If the mission needs me, just give me a heads up. Okay. Zane laughed softly over the phone. Don't worry. There will be times when we need you. Nicole might not be as sharp in combat anymore, but her skills and smarts were still intact. Zane had let her retire, so others would take care of the main missions. Zane just wanted her to enjoy a peaceful and simple life again. Sure thing, Nicole quickly agreed before ending the call.
If you have enjoyed this story, please like and share so others can see it too. Also hit the subscription button and notification bell so you can be notified on our next release. Thank you for your support. God bless you.